Robin Moore thought he had found the love of his life in Saya Rice. After a year of dating, he was ready to marry her, showering her family with generous gifts and fulfilling exorbitant demands. However, as wedding negotiations intensified, so did the Rice family's unreasonable requests. With his billionaire father Darius Moore's support, Robin faces a relentless battle with Saya's family over prenuptial agreements, outrageous dowries, and even the child's last name. Just when Robin is prepared to compromise for the sake of love, a shocking revelation threatens to upend everything. As trust erodes and secrets surface, Robin must decide, is Saya truly the woman he wants, or is he merely a pawn in a gold digger's game? At the end of November 2022, my mother, Clara Moore, urged me to marry Saya Rice, the woman I had been dating for a year, before the new year. She longed for a grandson, and our families agreed to meet at the prestigious Apex Hotel to finalize the betrothal gifts. Saya's family had always struck me as opportunistic, but nothing could have prepared me for what was to come. Her mother, Zoe, seized the moment and opened negotiations with an unreasonable demand: $1 million in cash, a house in the city center, and a luxury car, your choice of a BBA, and, of course, a bank transfer of $660,000. For most families, this would be a fortune, but to the Moores, who owned 6 luxury hotels and a real estate empire, it was barely a scratch. My father, Darius Moore, barely blinked. If Robin loves her, that's all that matters. However, Zoe's expression soured. She wasn't finished. Her eldest daughter, Tessa, chimed in: "You'll need to sign a prenuptial agreement. No offense, but things get messy in a divorce." She said it casually, as if divorce was inevitable. Saya, ever the peacekeeper, quickly agreed. "It's just for security," she explained, smoothing things over with a gentle smile. But what came next was beyond absurd. Zoe demanded that if Saya gave birth to a son, he would carry the Rice family name. If it was a daughter, she could take mine. On top of that, they expected financial compensation for every child Saya had, claiming it would disrupt her career. My father finally spoke up, his patience wearing thin. "So, what is your family bringing to the table in terms of a dowry?" Zoe's reply was astonishing. "Many men want my daughter. She doesn't need to bring anything." The negotiations ended in tension, and though we parted on bad terms, I was determined to make things work with Saya. After all, I loved her, or so I thought. But that night, everything changed when Saya sent me a message. "I'm pregnant." Shocked, I immediately informed my parents. Darius, usually so composed, looked stern. "You really want to marry her, don't you?" he asked. I nodded. "Yes, I do. If you're serious, go negotiate. But the child must take our last name. That's the bottom line," he declared. "I'm Edge Saya. The baby takes my last name. Everything else, we can work out." Minutes later, Saya's response arrived. "My mom insists on increasing the betrothal gift to $880,000. She won't budge." What should I do? It was clear Zoe was leveraging Saya's pregnancy to demand more. Reluctantly, I agreed. For the sake of my unborn child and my future wife, I was willing to swallow my pride. But as the days passed, new demands kept piling up. Zoe insisted we buy gold jewelry, and when we did, she chose the most expensive pieces. To my surprise, I later saw her eldest daughter Tessa wearing the bracelet meant for Saya and her son playing with the little golden rabbit I'd paid for. As the wedding day approached, I suggested we get the marriage certificate before Saya's pregnancy showed. It was practical, necessary even. Yet, Saya hesitated. "My mom says we should wait a bit longer," she murmured. Frustration welled up inside me. "It'll be illegal if we don't register," I said. "We can't let your mother make all the decisions." Finally, Saya revealed the truth. Zoe had changed her mind once again. "My mom says the money, house, and car are all fine, but she wants the house transferred to my name. Otherwise, we can't get married." I was speechless. The constant shifting demands were maddening. I decided to consult my parents. My father, ever the strategist, offered a compromise. "After the child is born, we'll transfer the house into their name. That way, both families are protected." Yet, when I relayed this solution to Saya, she looked hesitant. "Why can't we discuss things face to face?" I asked, exasperated. It was then that Saya, with great reluctance, delivered the final blow. "My mom also wants one more house for Tessa, as part of the dowry." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Saya, always so gentle, was following her mother's lead, pushing for more at every turn. The person I thought I knew had become a stranger, manipulated by her family's greed, willing to let them trample over everything I held dear. For the first time, I seriously questioned if this marriage was worth it. The cold realization that Saya might not be the person I thought she was sank deep into my gut. I stared at her message, unable to comprehend how things had spiraled so out of control. Was this truly about love, or was I being played? As the wedding day loomed closer, I knew I had a choice to make, but with the stakes higher than ever, would I have the courage to walk away?
Search 128346 on Novel Short to read book for free.